record a message for you. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact. So I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm going to tell you, there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first. Okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a little thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy, Fazbear, and Pizza, the magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering the damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, they might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night, too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children, and you can show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up being turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk there during the day too. But then there was the fight of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe. You know? Now concerning your safety, the only real risk to you for the night watch, if any, the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross-beams, wires, electronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your face forcibly pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort. And the only parts of you that would like to see the light of day again would be the eyeballs and teeth pop up in front of the mask. So they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station to breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night. Freddy becomes a lot more active in the dark, though. So, hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using the door lights. There are blind spots in the camera view, and those blind spots have to be right outside the door. So if you can't find something or someone on your camera, be sure to check the door lights. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in danger. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain and pilot code from time to time. The character in there seems to be weak and it becomes more active if the camera remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. dum 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 dum